Hi, welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. I'm your host, Brian Koval. Before we get started, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. If you want to see me play your favorite deck or your spicy brew on the channel, I take donation deck lists. I'll do a deck tech, play a full Magic Online League, and help tune your list. If that sounds good, check out my contact info. It's in the video description below. Now let's go play some Magic.
Welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Legacy, and we're playing a combo deck that is near and dear to my heart. This was submitted by Patreon subscriber Vinny, and today we're playing Food Chain. So Food Chain, green and 2 colorless, enchantment. Exile a creature you control, add X mana of any one color, where X is 1 plus the exiled creature's mana value. Spend this mana only to cast creature spells. So on the surface, you just go up the food chain. You can exile a 1-drop to cast a 2-drop, exile that 2-drop, cast a 3-drop, etc. You just turn your small creatures into bigger ones. Where this becomes a legacy deck is when you have creatures you can cast from exile. So Mist Hollow Griffin, 4-drop. You can cast it from exile. So you exile it, you make 5 mana. You cast it from exile, you have 1 floating. Exile it again, make 5 mana. Cast it, you have 2 floating. So you get +1 mana each time. This is infinite creature mana. Squee the Immortal works the same way. You may cast Squee from your graveyard or exile. So same thing. You get infinite creature mana of any color, or every color if you want it. And then you win the game with Walking Ballista for infinite, or Hydroid Krasis to draw yourself into the Walking Ballista. And the whole deck is built to get to this point. Obviously you got your cantrips, normal stuff in Ponder and Brainstorm. Really cool card here. If you have not seen Food Chain in action, you're not going to have the proper respect for Manipulate Fate until you see it. This is a 2-mana draw 4, like straight up. Blue and a colorless, search your library for 3 cards, exile them, and draw a card. So you search for Squee and 2 Griffins, or just 3 Griffins, whatever. They're locked and loaded for when you find your Food Chain, and you can just cast them. That's gonna come up a lot, where you just get to 4 mana and start putting 3/3 flyers into play. So this is draw 3 creatures and 1 random card for 2 mana. Very powerful. Also locks and loads the combo for as soon as you get Food Chain into play. Other cards in the deck that are sweet: Imperial Recruiter. It gets Squee, it gets Krasis, it gets Ballista, and it also just ramps your mana. So you play this for 3, search up Squee, exile Recruiter for 4, then you have your infinite mana with Squee. So Recruiter, being a Dark Ritual and a Demonic Tutor, is incredibly powerful in your combo deck. I have some history with Food Chain. My first ever Grand Prix cash finish, my first ever Pro Point, back when Pro Points were a thing, was with Food Chain and Legacy. That was Grand Prix Providence. I believe it was 2010, 2011 maybe. I wrote an article about the deck on Star City Games. I'm sure you could Google it and find it if you want to look at that ancient technology. But I'm very excited to play Food Chain. The deck I'm excited to play. I'm not super excited to click through a Food Chain combo on Magic Online, but we will deal with that when we get to it. It's not going to be that bad. It's very similar to Bomberman or Urza combo, all of which I play on Magic Online with some regularity. So no sweat, and let's get into these games. I am on the draw in the first round. I'm going to keep this hand. So there's this super sweet interaction here. Oh, they're Reanimator, so we might just be dead. But there's a super sweet interaction in this hand, which is Force of Will with Mist Hollow Griffin. You pitch Mist Hollow Griffin to Force of Will, and you can cast it from exile. So it's kind of like Force of Will doesn't have a drawback. Oh dear. So, wait, what? They were supposed to Dark Ritual. So if they Dark Ritual Thoughtseize themselves, then reanimate, they could have Chancellor in play. But instead they didn't do that, and now we're going to have Force of Will up. So that's nice. All right. They did not play that perfectly, it's safe to say. All right. One thing, I have to consult the list real quick. Do we have a way to get Walking Ballista back from the graveyard if it ends up there? And that looks like a no. Like there's no Eternal Witness or anything in this deck. No way to shuffle that back in. So I could play Walking Ballista to pop the the Chancellor bubble, or I could just pass the turn. Because we have the win lined up here. I would really like to put this Birds of Paradise into play. But yeah, there's no way to go infinite, or deal infinite damage if we do that. However, having Food Chain in play next turn is pretty powerful. I'm just going to pass. I can pay the... I have the mana available. I can pay the 1 for the Force of Will. Just gotta hope they don't draw Thoughtseize right now. And they are the Storm version. Okay, so... fetch. Probably want to get Taiga, because that just gets all my other colors. Fetch the Mist Hollow Griffin, easy money. Okay, so we got through the first wave. Second wave could be bad, if there is a second wave. Really glad they didn't turn 1 that thing. So Dark Ritual Tendrils and 1 mystery card in hand. Alright, I'm gonna cast the Mist Hollow Griffin right now. That sets up the win for next turn. It doesn't matter which one I have. Okay. I think this is better than trying to brainstorm for another answer. Like, if they draw a Reanimate, I just have Chancellor beat anyway. Okay, yeah. They missequenced their Dark Ritual. If they make Chancellor on turn 1, I'm not going to try to figure out if I win that game anyway, but it's pretty close. Like, Chancellor is just not Grizzlebrand, not even close. Alright, so there's 2 extra forces. Very Macabre, Relic of Progenitus are all coming in. I can play Veil to play around their discard spells, but on the draw, I'm not really going to get that window. So I'm going to try to take it easy on that. Lightning Bolt does not have any meaningful text in this matchup. And what is the next worst card? It's probably an Uro, because Uro is here for the grindy matchups. Like, it's just like a fair backup plan if you're not comboing quickly, and this is not that. Not even close, actually. So, in for interactive spells, out for spells that don't matter in the matchup. Now the question is, are the Veils worth more than Uro? Like, do I want even 1 Uro, or do I just want more potential interaction? I actually think that Uro is just not good at all in the matchup. It is a blue card, and Veil isn't. And being on the draw, I think having more blue cards to go with my 6 forces is probably better than this conditional interaction. Yeah, if there's a game 3 where I'm on the play, I'll probably switch the Veils back in, but for now, I like where this is. Just the blue count's pretty high, and we have all our obvious interaction, like the Graveyard Hate and the forces. Yeah, let's go. Alright, we have a force, 2 forces. Can only cast 1 of them, but I am going to keep this. They have the Chancellor again. Is what it is. So, them having Chancellor versus my 1-lander with Birds of Paradise, kind of shitty. Not gonna lie. Okay, they didn't have it. I hope to draw basically any blue card here. That was not a blue card. So, I think I run out the Forest. Though Forest does not cast Brainstorm next turn. Right, so I'll just run this out. I'm gonna try to bridge the gap up into Scavenging Ooze. Like, that's the plan. Just be alive to Scavenging Ooze. We can beat an Unmask or a Thoughtseize here because we have 2 forces. Oh, this is a lot of monsters discarded. Reanimate targeting Iona? Why would you target Iona and not Grizzlebrand? I don't like it. So I think I need Trop. And then this is tough because like I think I have to Force of Will pitching Brainstorm. This Force of Negation has like a snowball's chance to get hardcast in this game. And like Brainstorm being my only blue card for it, like I'm more likely to just draw a blue card off the top to support the Force of Negation than I am to Brainstorm into a second Force and a blue card. Blue card. Easy. So I'm not going to let them see that I have Scavenging Ooze in hand. I'm just going to get on board with the mana. I get to Force one more time. Hopefully they don't have 2 payoffs. And then I can Ooze and hold up mana next turn. Hope for the best. There's a lot of lootings. So this is a lot of card selection, but Faithless Looting is card disadvantage. So each of these lootings, they end up with 1 fewer card in their hand than they started. So they've discarded 3 cards on just like raw numbers so far this game. Reanimate targeting the Grizzfather. Let's get rid of that. So their graveyard is absolutely stacked. So that doesn't matter for the targeted reanimation spells, but Exhume doesn't target. So I'll just have to like pick the card I'm most scared of to get rid of, which is going to be Grizzlebrand. Just gotta hope they don't have Exhume. Like Animate Dead, Reanimate, all fine. Exhume, I am likely to still lose to. If I untap though, and just have 3 green, alright, yep. 2 forces into Scavenging Ooze, just work up the curve. This is where it pays off that my combo deck is also a reasonable creature deck with like a normal game plan. They are existing entirely on one axis, and we got to overpower them because of it. Alright, good start, next round. I'm on the draw in round 2. It's a 1-lander, but I have 2 cantrips, and I'm on the draw. Well, 3 cantrips. 2 of them cost 1 mana. I got the Force Will for interaction, and got the combo online here. Food Chain, Recruiter for Squee makes the infinite. So I'm going to keep this. Got a pretty strong hand. I'm a little bummed that Wooded Foothills is like the one fetch land in the deck that doesn't get Basic Island. Yeah, it's literally a one of, and the only one that doesn't get Island, but it's cool. We'll make it work. Flooded Strand. Flooded Strand for Basic Island. So Food Chain farms fair, like blue-white based fair control decks. Food Chain is absolutely brutal against those decks, if that's what we're playing against. Back right before they banned Sensei's Divining Top, Food Chain sort of emerged as a solution to the Miracles metagame. That's just somebody. I'm blanking on the name right now, but let me know in the chat if you know who it is. A European guy, just like won everything for a while at the end of the Miracles era with Food Chain, and I copied his list, and it was very good. Unfortunately, I was late to the party and only got it in when the card was on the way out. But very, very sweet deck, and very good against what they're trying to do. When that name comes to me, and I'm sure it will, I'll I'll share it. Okay, so another Flooded Strand. We're mostly just hoping that this is actually some sort of blue-white Miracle style deck and not just like show and tell that chose to play Flooded Strand as its fetch land. I mean, that is what it is. If they are show and tell, but we also have a proactive 3-mana combo. We also have Force of Will. We have a creature plan where they don't if this is show and tell. But I mean, it's certainly looking like blue-white control. Now the interesting question is, if I draw a land here, do I jam Chain with my Force backup? And I think that the answer is no. I think I want to Ponder and then Coatl and just nickel and dime this deck, make them meet me where I am, and then turn the corner and surprise I'm a combo deck. Right, so I don't really need Birds of Paradise at this point. Do I need 2 more lands? I want 1 land. I don't know if I really want to, but this game's gonna go long. I guess with Coatl, I'm drawing all these cards anyway, so it's fine. I have Brainstorm to mop this up. Coatl's gonna start beating down, and if I get to the point where I just have a zillion mana, where I can like Food Chain plus Recruit in the same turn, that could be a nice little pivot. Yeah, this Brainstorm's gonna have to save me. I guess I don't hope that I don't have to force anything. I mean, you always hope you don't have to force anything, but if I do have to force something, I'm gonna pitch Coatl though, because the Brainstorm is just really important here. All right, they fetched another basic when they had the option of getting plains. They got another island, so they might not be a control deck or not be a blue-white deck, or they could just be playing around Wasteland, and I guess that's reasonable to do, like Rug Colors with a Mana Dork. Could definitely be a Wasteland deck. Alright, Moment of Truth. Is this Forest or Plains? Alright, it's Plains. Cool. We're in the clear. They could play Teferi here. That's probably the scariest card. So I can try to fight over Teferi. I think I just want to put my Coatl in. Like if they force Coatl for some reason, then... So do I let them have Teferi? Do I try to fight over it? I guess I have quite a few options here. Yeah, I'm actually going to force the Teferi. I said the Brainstorm is important, but that's not actually that true because I have Recruiter, which is another form of card advantage. Okay. Oh, they pitched Omniscience. They are show and tell. All right, they're just blue-white show and tell. Got it. All right, they tried to throw me off the scent with these basic planes, but they are blue-white show and tell. And if this Teferi is still in play next turn, they get to act with impunity. They were willing to pitch Omniscience. It's pretty interesting. All right, is there a creature I can tutor for with Recruiter that makes any sense, assuming I'm going to get Food Chained or show and told? So 1, 2, 3. I know what I'm drawing, right? Yeah, I'm drawing the Birds of Paradise. So I can Recruiter. I can get infinite mana here, but that doesn't do anything. I could just make like a large Crisis. It's not unbound, but it's big. All right, so I'm gonna attack Teferi and then see what happens. So I'll put Food Chain on the stack and yeah, let's just see where this goes. like they have another force. Okay, so I want to recruit, so I can recruiter for my other two recruiters and then get Crisis at the end. How much mana is that? So that would be 1, 2, 3, cast the recruiter. So I get 4, 5, 6 mana off the recruiters, 7, 8. Yeah, that's a pretty big Crisis. All right, let's shuffle it up here. So exile this for red, red, red. Make Imperial Recruiter. All right, here we go. We're going to Crisis Town. Open for the best. So these pauses, like, if they force anything, they'll have to pitch either the show and tell or the payoff. So get recruiter. Get recruiter. Just ramping and thinning out my deck a bit. Hold on. I don't need that much red mana right now, so I probably want to make green off of this one. I'm gonna have to cast the Crisis at the other end of this. That's the last recruiter, so it's time to get Crisis, and I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10 mana to work with. So grab Crisis, and then make blue. I probably want to make red off of this in case I hit Squee. And then I want to use this bird just as another Rite of Flame. So I want to leave blue-red floating at the end of this. So alright, Crisis. So 1, 2, and then X is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so I get to draw 3 cards here. I think that's the best I can do. And then Crisis gets 3 mana of any color. I guess if I leave... No, I don't get to draw an extra card anyway, so... Draw 3 cards. Hope they're good. Alright, Coatl does keep the party going. Kind of. So, make... whoops. Can I... Shit, I needed green there. I did all that work just to misclick. Oh no, Magic Online broke. Come on now. Well, we're playing for free because Moto is doing its like crazy replay the game thing. I guess let's see what happens at the other end. Magic Online, quality program, small indie company. Alright, I will concede this game and just see if it fixes itself for game 2 or if we have to muck this whole match. Alright, looks like we get to sideboard, I guess. Let's sideboard like it's gonna work. Hope for the best. Pyroblast, very good against Show and Tell. Antivary. Force Negation comes in. I'm kind of glad Moto broke because sacking that creature for the wrong color was rough. It's fine though. I think if Moto didn't break, I should have been able to Control Z, like undo that. Right, so I like Rex Sage because if they cast Show and Tell, I can put in Rex Sage to nab their Omniscience. Like, that doesn't always work, obviously, because they have instants that they can cast with their Omniscience. The deck is built to play around that sort of thing, but gotta shoot my shot. Scavenging Ooze doesn't matter. Lightning Bolt does pressure to Fairy, but so does Red Blast, and Lightning Bolt doesn't really do anything else. Uro is really just not for combo matchups. And Carpet helps when you're playing long, slow games against blue decks. Like, that incremental advantage goes a long way, but I don't think that's the kind of game we're going to be playing. I'm going to do this, and this looks pretty reasonable. I hope we get to sideboard in Toski, Bearer of Secrets, in this league, because this card is nice. Legacy card, Toski. Yeah, I think this is where I want to be. I'm just going to do one more check, see if there's anything that's worse than Carpet of Flowers. And, like, I could shave one Manipulate Fate, but the first one is so good and the second one is so bad. But yeah, I think I'm going to be happy with this configuration. I can keep this. This hand's got a lot of selection to it. The Ponder into Manipulate just sees so many cards. Manipulate is also a shuffle for Ponder. Like, if I don't like the third card down, Manipulate will get rid of it. That was pretty nice. I like all these cards. I have no interaction here, but I don't think I'm in a position to, like, shuffle away a reasonable Ponder. Like, I do have to be proactive, try to win this game. They've seen that I have interaction. They also know now that it's the sideboard now too, so, like, I don't think they're just gonna jam unless they have protection. So I'm gonna get Taiga with this to get all my colors under me, and then cast Manipulate. This is the first Manipulate Fate of the league. So, casual draw 4. If they let it resolve. Alright, they did. So I want Squee and 2 Mist Hollow Griffins. Alright, where are they? 1, 2, and there's Squee. Yes, looks good. Picked up a Ponder for the trouble. Oh, it's like the 4th accumulated knowledge, but you get it on the first try. Beautiful. So I would like to survive this turn and then Ponder into a Red Blast. That's my plan. Lavinia. Okay, I mean, that turns off Force of Will. It doesn't turn off Red Blast. Does Brainstorm make more sense here? I kind of like every card in my hand, so I'm going to start with Ponder. Food Chain, Bird of Paradise, Griffin. I don't need any of those. Yeah, shuffle the library. Ponder again. I'm looking for specifically Red Blast here, so Ponder is going to do more for me than Brainstorm. I used my land drop so I don't get to shuffle. Alright, yeah, they're probably just going to go for it. Lavinia is a powerful equalizer here. But I am representing Red Blast. And if they cast Show and Tell, I can put in Food Chain and try to win next turn. I could put in Uro and try to draw the Pyroblast for Omniscience, but none of that sounds great. I boarded out my Lightning Bolts. I wasn't expecting Lavinia. I don't think she really changes much. Cast a spell with no mana. That's not a thing that I do other than Force. Can't cast non-creature spells. Alright, yeah, my creatures are the cards that go off. Got there somehow. It's time to Brainstorm. I don't need this Mist Hologriffin. I have enough of those. This is phenomenal. Alright, yeah, Uro. That's not what this game's going to be about. So now I can Coatl or just have 2 Pyroblasts to protect myself. I'm not going to start pyroblasting brainstorms. That's not what this game is about. I'm going to keep show and tell from resolving and then protect food chain so it does resolve. The end step Coatl, untap food chain. This makes 3. That casts Squee, and then we're infinite, and we have 2 recruiters to search for Ballista. Yep, if we get into the next turn, we'll be good. Okay, they're pushing. They're trying to make it happen this turn. This end step brainstorm with no shuffle means that they're just like 1 piece away from going off. Also, if they attack with Lavinia, I could ambush it with an Death Touch Coatl. But they didn't attack last turn when I had 1 mana. They're not going to attack into 3. Pyroblast is such a good card against blue decks. Obvious statements are obvious, but wow, is it true? This is the reason to be Rug versus any other color combination you could be. So I'm going to get... I need to get a red source for my double Pyroblast, so I'm going to Coatl off of... I guess I didn't need to fetch yet, but I'm going to Coatl off of these 2. Holding up Pyroblast, not that I think that I need to. Finding a land would be great, so I could food chain with double Pyro protection. Alright, was not meant to be. So I can food chain with a Pyroblast protection. If they have 2 counters and show and tell, I lose, but whatever, let's make them have it. Yeah, if they have 2 counters, they have to pitch a bunch of stuff to it. This is not a card that can get Flusterstormed. Basically, no part of my combo can get Flusterstormed, which is another big plus for food chain. Alright, what's the play? Yeah, Lavinia really only interacts with Force of Will in my whole deck. That's pretty nice. I was really scared when this card came down, but it actually doesn't matter. Ooh. Feed me. And straight up to Squee. Feed me that infinite mana. Let me go. Alright, add blue. I guess it doesn't really matter. I could have just cast Squee. Like, it really doesn't matter which thing I exile here. Alright, I'm just going to cast creatures for a while. I'll probably edit out the clicks and just bring you all back when I'm done. Midway through my combo here, I have tutored up Hydroid Krasis. Some amount of Magic Online opponents will just concede to that to save everyone's time. My opponent has not, and that's fine. But I'm going to use Krasis because I still have a land drop to make this turn. I can Krasis into the land and then go for my Ballista with double Reb protection instead of just 1. And I feel like that's pretty good money. And even if none of that works, even if they do somehow have 3 counterspells for the Ballista, they're likely to be out of cards in their hand. And I can just replay the Mist Hologriffins, the Squee, and pass the turn with 10 power in play or whatever. Now that I have 18 mana floating and have cast 25 spells, they decided to crack a fetch land. Wonder what this is. Okay, they're impulsing, so now they're trying to take actions. This is interesting. I wonder if they've realized that Force of Will's not going to win them the game here, and now they're looking for other options. I don't know. It all just happened, and now we're back to comboing, so carry on, I guess. Okay, so opponent asked how this is going to end. This is good Magic Online etiquette. I mean, you don't have to. You can make your opponent click through. I'm not judging anyone for that, but they asked, what's the win con? I said, I'm going to draw my deck, have Reb and Force Protection while I Ballista you. So that was about 3.5 minutes of clicking before they moved into that. That was game 2. We're now in game 3. So Lightning Bolt might want to bring that in for Lavinia, but I just don't really care about Lavinia. I mean, Veil of Summer is interesting. Veil sucks on their turn, but it's pretty good on mine. But if they have Lavinias and Teferis, maybe Veil is just a better card than Force. That's controversial, but might be true. So if I bring in 2 Veils, this way I can just like Veil on my turn and then go bananas with impunity. The Veil is like my own Lavinia and Teferi. I could shave a Mist Hollow Griffin and bring Force of Negation back in, because I have the Manipulates that can get them, and I still have 3 things to pitch that I'm happy about. Yeah, I actually think I like this plan. Yep, I'm in for that. And I'm going to keep this hand. I have another Ponder into Manipulate line. Food Chain plus Recruiter all lined up as well. I'm dead if they dumpster the combo quickly. Their list having Teferi and Lavinia in it makes me think that dumpstering the combo quickly is not really their plan. Oh, yeah, Force of Will. Great find. Or, do I need a second Force of Will? I don't know if I want all these lands, is the problem. Also, I'm about to manipulate all of the... you know what, actually, I'm in for the second Force. Just having Force, pitching Force to protect my Manipulate, which is going to set up my combo. I do like that. Because if they play Lavinia this turn, I'll have to force it. Alright, that's not Lavinia mana. And I get a free shuffle off this Manipulate. I guess I should have fetched anyway, because if they counter this, then I don't get the shuffle. Alright, didn't counter it. Squee, Griffin, Griffin, in exile. Oh, that card is good. So you may or may not have noticed my exile zone moved since last round. Halfway through the combo, I realized that if I bring my exile zone over and on top of my floating mana, that can save a lot of moving my mouse around during the combo. So anything to shave a few precious seconds off each iteration is going to be important when you're doing an unbound loop on Magic Online. So if they cast Show and Tell, I will force it. If Show and Tell resolves, I think I put in Recruiter. Do I put in Recruiter or Food Chain? It's probably not going to matter. Let's make some decisions here. If I put in Recruiter, I am lined up to go off next turn, but if I put in Land, I can Veil this turn, but I don't think that's going to be important. I'm going to put in Recruiter. I don't think it's going to matter. Like, they have 2 cards left in their hand. There's a lot of things that just make me dead over there. So Recruiter can get Krasis. And I have my Infinite lined up here. This Omniscience has to win. Force pitched Venser. So, alright. Yeah, they have 2 cards left. Lots of ways to lose this game. But we do have a win lined up if they don't. Like, a lot of the times this deck will just commit a Omniscience to play. Okay, yeah, we're dead. Yeah, they wish for shared summons. They get Emrakul, Grizzlebrand, and Crunch. I'm gonna see what they get first, but yeah, we're dead. Okay, slightly faster combo deck beat us. Also, that Moto bug made the first game weird. I did have one more draw coming to try to keep my chain going, but alright, next round. On the play in round 3, I'm gonna keep this hand. It's not great, but it does have Food Chain. I like any hand with Island Ponder in it, for the most part. Can't cast this Bolt currently. See if it matters. Opponent's mulling to 5, so they are Oops All Spells, Dredge, or just unlucky. I hope they're just unlucky, because this hand is not well suited to beat those other decks. Alright, so I'm looking for creatures to go with this food chain right now. Alright, Force of Will and Ponder. I don't want these because I don't have a blue card to go with the Force, and I don't want the other 2 cards, so keeping Ponder would just be like you spending a mana to get through those cards when I could just shuffle them. Right, Marsh Flats. Alright, this is looking like Reanimator. Oh, Bridge from Below. Interesting. Alright, well, I'll at least be able to put Lightning Bolt on this deck, though I don't think Lightning Bolt's going to be where I want to be against a deck like this. I wonder if this is like Zombardment. I haven't seen that deck in like years. That's like a kind of fair, like quote unquote fair, like Carrion Feeder, Bloodghast deck that uses Bridge from Below for fun and value. Alright, so they've discarded a Vengevine. Can they cast 2 creatures this turn? Yeah, there's the Carrion Feeder. Alright, Zombardment it is. My goodness. I could Bolt Feeder now, but that gives them 2 Zombos. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. I probably just want to cast Food Chain. Ugh. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to put Food Chain into play. Then I guess like hope to make something happen before I lose. And like Lightning Bolt and Carrion Feeder here just does very little. They mulled to 5, but they cast 2 Faithless Looting, so the cards left in their hand are going to be pretty good. And this double bridge is just horrifying. Yeah, if they go like Stitcher Supplier, I could die. Okay, so they're trying to find a Hogak here and go off. Alright, yeah, they bricked on that. That's good. Racher. Oh, maybe even better. Save me, Brainstorm. Manipulate Fate. Don't mind if I do. So, don't need this forest or this fetch land at this point. So, what can I actually do here? I can recruit for something and then cast it. I could also just keep manipulate. Yeah, I can't. Alright. What I can't do is recruit into a win from here. So I could do the like recruiter for recruiter trick. Alright, what does that look like? I end up with 4, 5, 6 mana and I can do something. Walking Ballista can clear their bridges, which could be really good. Yeah, I could recruit for Ballista, kill a zombie, nuke their bridges, or just float Ballista in play. But then I don't have an infinite combo, but I might not need one if I do that. Yeah, I think just having Ballista in play with like force backup is pretty reasonable in this spot. And then I can manipulate for just a giant Air Force next turn. Yeah, so Ballista can just sit in play and destroy all their bridges whenever it matters. And then next turn, I don't have 2 red. I probably should have planned this better with that fetch land. Alright, Satyr Wayfinder, sure. Right, they found the Hogak. Alright, so Vengevine's in. whatever. I'm still pretty far ahead here. So alter. They got 2 zombies. I don't care about 2 zombies. Yeah, when they find like another bridge, like if they start sacking Hogak, maybe I need to clear out the bridges. Timing this is going to be everything. Like, I don't necessarily care that they have a bunch of zombies in play, if I'm not dead to them. I wish I were better at math. Alright, so there's the GAC. And, oh, they're targeting me. Shit. I definitely should have responded to bridge then. Shit. Blew it. Okay, so they're targeting me now, which is kind of strange, but... Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16. Alright, they can get me for 24 cards here. Alright, this guy coming into play doesn't matter. I can respond in the future. Yeah, they're just trying to like get enough cards out of my deck that comboing isn't an option. Yeah, if I saw that they were going for me with the altar, I would have popped off Ballista there. Alright, so Alter Dementia targeting me. Sacking Vengevine this time. I'm gonna pick off a zombie and nuke the bridges. Yeah, that finding Hogak there may have swung the race in the wrong direction for me. Alright, so they get 2 more zombies. And they are targeting themselves with that one now. Alright, yeah, so they can cast GAC again. I don't have to worry about that until they find more bridges. They just milled an Uro for me. That's nice. That'll go off with Food Chain. Therapy targeting me. So they can name Force of Will, I guess, would be the card they care about. It's hard to say for sure. Yeah, I mean, that's the card I can cast, so it makes sense. I have 31 cards left in my deck. I don't actually know if this is deterministic. I never bothered to figure out how Hogak math works, because I mostly just, like, don't care. I never played the deck myself. It was just, like, stop their graveyard shit, or don't. Another Therapy. So that can strip the Manipulate Fate, which is actually brutal. They cast another GAC, and they can alter with the first one, with this one on the stack. I think if their Bridge from Belows are like the last cards in their deck, though does that even matter? Oh, Haste. Oh, they milled an Anger. Now I'm probably dead. So they still need to find bridges. Oh, Anger is hot. Is that... I don't think that's normal technology, but it's very cool. So they can sack Hogak to make... Oh, they had their land drop. Alright, yeah. Now they held that land drop very patiently for a long time. That was really well played. Until they found a bunch of Blood Gas that all have haste. So that's 14 damage. They can sack the Blood Gas to mill. They each make zombies. That makes 18. So yeah, I'm dead. Okay. Just ships in the night there. Opponent went off the turn before I was set up to go off. So is what it is. Welcome to Combo Decks. Time to bring in the sideboard. So Fairy Macabre Relic are pretty clear. Do I want Collector Oof, Veil of Summer? I don't think I want Force of Negation. Collector Oof, I'm kind of into because I have, or I guess I have Ballista. But if I put Ballista into play, then I can also probably have Food Chain, and I can just get rid of my Oof. So Magus of the Moon is kind of interesting. They play a lot of non-basics and not very many red spells, if any. So Moon Magus is slightly interesting. I don't want Force of Negation, don't want Pyroblast. I don't want the rest of these cards. Veil is in the maybe zone, but probably not. I think I just want to go fast against this deck. So Force of Will doesn't have many good targets, and it's a very easy hit with Cabal Therapy. Uro nukes bridges on the front half, so this has more utility than it may seem on the surface. Lightning Bolt can kill my own creatures that also nuke bridges, but that doesn't mean I want every single one. Right. I can shave on a Griffin because Manipulate still gets all three that I need. And one more card, or I can just leave the Magus out. I probably want to leave the Magus out. It's not that important. So this looks like a presentable deck to me. Let's do it. Yeah, wow. Faithless Looting discarding 2 Bridge from Blows. Very powerful start. Couldn't break it up. Scavenging Ooze and Ramp. Keep. So I'm going to go Birds of Paradise off of Taiga. And then Scavenging Ooze. Oh, Taiga King. Birds of Paradise. Let's go. Please don't Cabal Therapy naming Scavenging Ooze. This deck can definitely overpower a Scavenging Ooze. I'm not saying this is lights out or anything, but it is a very strong start. And I can, once the graveyard is stable, probably on like turn 3, I can manipulate and get everything set up. And then it's just draw Food Chain. Cabal Therapy targeting me. Right, so I don't think they blind name Scavenging Ooze. I'd be fucking impressed, honestly. Maybe they name Food Chain to make sure they don't get turn 2'd. Yeah, alright, cool. They played around a 4 of. Gonna get got by a 1 of. This has to tap for green. Who's your daddy? And now we just sit here. Drawing Forest was huge too, because now I can manipulate next turn and leave up double green. Supplier. Found a Bloodghast. If they have a fetch land, they can play around this. I should have eaten Cabal Therapy in response. Though, if they Cabal Therapy, then yeah. I should have gone after Cabal Therapy. I was scared of like what might happen with this black, but just on board, they can just strip my Manipulate. But I guess like my hand is full of value, but God, I really like Manipulate Fate. Let's see if they're more afraid of the... Oh, they're targeting themselves. So they named Vengevine. And they have 2 of them, sure. So they're going to get a Vengevine into play here. They can cast Stitcher. I'm going to exile a Vine. They're going to get Bloodghast and Vengevine and whatever the Stitcher produces. I just have to hope it's not Hogak. Yeah, this was a really good start. I need this Stitcher to brick. Okay, that's fine. Woof. Though this Altar of Dementia coming my way. Not a fan of that. Oh, yes. That was the perfect draw. Altar of Dementia. I was just saying I'm going to struggle with that, but oof. And I am not going to ooze anything proactively. Okay, don't think I care if they Faithless Looting. Yep. You got it. Right, those are the cards from the hand. They can attack with Vengevine. Oh, they didn't. Cool. Exile Stitcher and Looting. I'll collect a roof off the top, folks. That's why you sideboard in guards. I would rather manipulate than ponder. So let's get Squee and my Griffins. Hit the land drop. Easy money. I'm just going to sit on this ponder. There's no rush. I can Coatl and activate Ooze, or just activate Ooze 3 times based on how this turn plays out. And then I can try to ponder for Food Chain and win the game next turn. Wow. Collector Oof, serious heavy lifting here. Like, obviously, this is exactly the situation I brought it in for, so I shouldn't be too surprised, but I am still impressed by what's going on here. So depending on, or I guess this isn't even depending on anything. Like, I can just trade with Vengevine and then eat it. I have another forest in the deck. I did just leave myself off of green. So if their last card in hand can remove Ooze right now, all right. Yeah, I probably should have fetched before I played the Coatl. All right, what do you got here? Is it like Abrupt Decay? What are we playing to? If this is Abrupt Decay, Assassin's Trophy. Okay, that's pretty good. Do I want to eat anything? There's nothing really to eat. Like, I could just take them off one random card because it's just one fewer card for a Hogak, but I don't think that's important, or not as important as it could be. I'm also genuinely surprised that they didn't take out Oof and just mill me out here while I only had 1 mana to work with. Alright, so might as well, like, if I find the chain, I'm gonna win anyway, so sure. Let's trade off with the Vine. Is this an end-step brainstorm situation? I don't think so. Uro. Alright, let's just find a food chain and win the game. That's not it. And oh, that's also not it, but Relic of Progenitus is pretty nice. It does check the I can't activate it with Oof in play, but if they remove Oof to turn on Altar, then my thing is also turned on. I don't want Force of Will, and I guess I can use the Recruiter to shuffle. So Force and, yeah, maybe I don't actually want Uro. Yeah, Force and Uro can go back, and then I can recruit for Krasis probably. I could recruit for Fairy Macabre and just make sure I never get run over. Krasis can go draw 2 cards next turn and be a 4/4. And if I find Food Chain, they lose. Alright, yeah, I'm going to grab Krasis. And then just put this Relic into play. That's just good deck building. The old Collector Oof Relic of Progenitus combo. I don't think I block any attack here. As I don't care if those cards are in play. They're much scarier in the graveyard. Food Chain. Alright, just dig, dig, dig. Alright, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can make the 4/4 Krasis right now and draw 2. Or I could just brainstorm again looking for Food Chain. Yeah, I'm committed. But 1, 2, 3. Burrow. They don't have any bridges to nuke, unfortunately. But now I do have Uro in the graveyard. And I can play Squee. Squee is an easy block. Now I probably will block Bloodghast. I'm not going to block Gravecrawler. That gives them just a free creature to trigger that Vengevine with. Also, notably, I didn't leave up 1 mana, so if they can destroy Oof, I can't actually bomb them. I've been spoiled with Soul Guide Lantern, which activates for free. I forgot how to play with Relic. Well, let's hope they can't remove it this turn. Okay, so they get their Vengevine back. Carrion Feeder plus Gravecrawler is just guaranteed Vengevines every turn. But Squee can block Vengevine like a boss. Alright, now they figured out that they want to be attacking with all their creatures. So that's a block. I think I do want to protect my life total a little bit. Giving them 3 extra cards. No, take it all back. I lied. I don't want to do that at all. Stop it. I could also bolt my own Oof and activate Relic and just surprise them with what I'm capable of. Like, pop it off that way. That could be pretty good. Oh yeah, I guess I should have just blocked, because they can sack their Stitchers anyway. Yeah, that was stupid. They can literally just kill their Stitcher at will. I took 1 damage for no reason. That was so bad. Whoops. Right, so there is a Bloodghast in the graveyard now and Cabal Therapy, and they know about Hydroid Krasis, so they can just strip my Krasis if they want. Damn. Yep. All of this is pretty powerful stuff from them. Yeah, Hydroid Krasis. Do they have a second therapy? They don't have a second therapy right now, so I get to keep my Lightning Bolt for a minute. Unless their last card in hand is also therapy. Alright, no, Gravecrawler. Alright, so it might be time to just cast some Griffins. Or no, I have Uro in my graveyard, so I'm going to start with Uro. So, blue, blue, green, green, exile Squee, because combo. Here comes Uro. Just play fair and square. And then I think I just want to leave up Lightning Bolt plus Relic. So, wow, that's scary. And they don't know about this Coatl. Alright. Let's do this. Gotta beat them fair and square, because if I kill my oof so I can relic them, then that turns on their altar and they have a lot of power in play. Oh, they have a Hogak in their hand. Alright, good stuff. Can I overpower a Hogak? Alright, so they can just make X zombies every turn, where X is the number of black mana they have. Between Gravecrawler and Carrion Feeder. This is the old Zombardment interaction, and it's just in this Hogak shell. I don't think this is like a standard list, but it's very cool. Alright, so they have some creatures in play. Carrion Feeder is big. If they attack with that, I can jump with Imperial Recruiter and they lose their bridge. Okay, so they're just pushing here. So block, block. Do I want to take 4? Oh shit, I should have put in Coatl. What am I doing? I'm just in my own head here, thinking about the next step, not planning for the current one. Loosey-goosey, baby. So any zombies they want to make have to happen now. Unfortunately, that's like still a pretty good deal. Yeah, I should have blocked Carrion Feeder with Ice Fang Coatl. I'm so dumb. that was really bad. Serious oversight. Whoops. Let's find the food chain so it doesn't matter, please. Okay, I can manipulate my way a little deeper into the deck at least. Just exile 3 cards I don't want and cantrip. So Birds of Paradise are cards I don't want to draw right now. And probably random fetch lands. Oh, I only get to exile 3 cards, not 4. Alright, so Recruiter can do what now? It can get Fairy Macabre. Does that matter? I probably want to attack with Uro to get things started. Just get another card deeper. And gain some life. Okay, Ponder's great. Just looking for that food chain. I don't want to spend my Recruiter until I'm sure I'm not going to draw food chain this turn. And the situation, we're starting to bump into the situation where like I don't get to Ballista them if I have. Ugh. Food chain, yes. Like I don't get to Ballista them if I have Oof in play. All right, here we go. Let's see how much they make me click through. So I will, as soon as I have the mana available to do it, I'm gonna recruit for Ballista and see if I can get the concession from that. If not, I guess we're clicking. I have 12 minutes on my clock. All right, so Ballista's in play. I exiled my Oof. That took about 3 minutes to click through. Looks like they're committed to just running out my clock. I can Lightning Bolt them for surprise damage, so like even if they respond to this somehow, like start milling themselves or whatever, unless they have Creeping Chill, I don't even know what they'd be milling towards. I also am holding up Relic now that Oof's gone, so even if they mill their whole deck, I don't think it matters. And I'm not drawing any more cards this game, so if they mill my whole deck, it doesn't matter.
Alright, so it looks like it took about 3.5 minutes to combo them out. Not bad. Started that combo at 12 minutes, 8:45 left. Yep, it's totally doable. Just whatever. Okay, so I still like my sideboard plan. I don't think anything changes. Maybe I want the lightning bolt after all. Yeah, I just really don't think Magus of the Moon is going to be part of the plan at all. Burrow was pretty good. Lightning bolt. Is it better than Force of Will? Oh, Force of Will on Alter. It will buy me a lot of time. Yeah, I want like a reasonable number of answers to Alter because that's how I just really lose this game quickly. Yeah, same deck. Let's go. So my hand is not great. Brainstorm can do a lot of work, but nah, alright. Yikes. This is super dangerous because if they just blind Therapy Force of Will, they get 2 cards. Guess I just hope they don't do that. I probably will Force of Will a Stitcher Supplier if they play one this turn. Alright, I'm not going to force a looting. Bridge and Bloodghast. Great. Good start. So I have Lightning Bolt available. If they play Carrion Feeder, it's probably worth clearing out. Wow, absolute nightmare. I hope they just name like some random card and not Force of Will. Scavenging Ooze, alright. We dodged. But now they know, loud and clear, that if they hit their land drop and put this Bloodghast in, they can get 2 cards off of this. Okay. I'm not going to give them that opportunity. Like, they missed their land drop. They have, like, a free Cabal Therapy as soon as they find one to clear my thing here. Alright. So I need to get a blue source, and I'm getting a dual land. Yeah, I guess it has to be Valk, so I can cast this bolt in my hand. I can bolt my Coatl to clear their bridges. Yeah, this is somehow going pretty well. And we're just in beatdown mode. Triple Coatl beatdown. The only card they know is still in my hand is Lightning Bolt. I'm not going to respond to that. I don't have to do anything with that yet. So they're going to Therapy me in response. Or not in response, but, you know, like next. I'm going to play this just so they don't get to name 2 cards at all. Clear their Zombos. Cabal Therapy, what's the name? If they blind name Iceman Coatl after I've played 2 of them already, yeah, Food Chain makes a lot of sense. That's probably what I would name. Just make sure you're not dead. Caca. I think getting this 3/3 into play makes a lot of sense. Just slice that clock down. This is a turn where I get to use all 4 mana if I go with my Griffin. This exposes Coatl to Cabal Therapy, if that's something I'm worried about. Alright, 2 Bloodghast, so they can Hogak this turn. Uh-oh. They can go a little crazy this turn, in fact. So they have Hogak. They've already made their land drops, so they'd have to find 2 bridge. Yeah, so if they find a bridge, they can actually go completely nuts. Oh, they didn't even look. Alright, they're trying to beat down. Alright, let's find some graveyard hate. Oh, or I can just find Food Chain and Recruiter. Yeah, this actually is GG. So if they are
heads up enough to mill me in response to my Coatl, I could actually lose. Right, I'm gonna attack them for 4 and then start going off. Coatl has flash, so I can try to draw the recruiter in response. Oh, shit. Well, you got me. I did not play around that even a little bit. I don't think I could play around that, actually. That was horrendous. Absolutely fucking horrendous. Wow, I got so greedy and punished. Pitching Vengevine. So, what's the play here? I can cast my Coatl. No, I can't because this doesn't have flash, but this does. Alright, yeah, that attack was just pretty bad. Whatever. You got me. Alright, Recruiter's on top of my deck. We're beating down. Wow, that was bad. I just didn't even think about that. I said, come on, Graveyard Hate. I found it in Recruiter. Though, no, I'm not gonna... They ended up just having it, but I'm not gonna apologize for going for the win. Like, the attack doesn't actually matter, because, like, they could still kill the food chain. Yeah, that's fine. I went for the win. Like my line, if you didn't see it, was make infinite mana, Coatl, draw Recruiter, recruit. Like, that was the line, but now we're just gonna die. I needed them to not have Force of Vigor, but Force of Vigor breaks up that line either way. Like, I don't feel bad for that play. Yeah, but now we're gonna lose to Alter. I guess I also could have just kept Recruiter on top, recruited for Oof, and shut down the Alter. But again, that just doesn't... That plays around Force of Vigor, but doesn't necessarily win the game because they still have an 8/8 trample. Yeah. I'm not convinced that any of that was wrong. It just, they had the card they needed to have. But I guess I could have read that maybe they did have that. Like, why do you keep a 1-lander? Like, what card is so good that you keep a 1-lander for it? Hard to be sure there. But I'm not going to apologize for it. Alright, I'm just going to F6 and see if they beat me. Oh, they have anger. Yeah, alright. Yep. Had the force when I needed them not to. So, I'm going to think about this a little bit. Obviously, I have the benefit of perfect hindsight, which always skews things a little bit, and I'm going to try not to be results-oriented. So, if I take the time to think, why did they keep a 1-lander? What card is good enough to keep a 1-lander on the back of? And if I come up with Force of Vigor, then Food Chain doesn't do anything and is in fact a liability, which is what ended up happening. So I could have taken the Recruiter, recruit for Oof, turn off their Alter kill, or I could recruit for Macabre, and then I have Icefang Coatl and Macabre available. Like, I can mess with their graveyard a little bit, and also deploy a creature that trades with Hogak. And if I take those lines, I have to race this 8/8 trample. They're at 12. I'm not sure if I'm winning that damage race, and I'm not going to put a whole lot of effort into figuring it out at this point. But I guess, like, the 1000 IQ play would have been like, what if they have Force of Vigor, which I did not even consider. I just totally forgot about it. I was like, yeah, we both get to Goldfish here, but they do have that very important point of interaction. Okay, so I think that going for the win is reasonable, but playing to not lose versus playing to win, though, with them already having the Alter in play, I think I probably should have just gotten Collector Oof. I've come around on it. Let me know in the comments if you think that's results-oriented thinking or if you think it's just heads up by sending away the food chain. Because just pondering into the full win, like that's hard to get away from. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Next round. Right, I'm on the play in round 4. So I got a draw step and a Coatl trigger before I miss a land drop here. I actually am going to keep this hand. I really hope my opponent's not playing Wasteland. Right there, I'm mulling to 5. Oh no, is this Hogak Reanimator again? We've been playing against a lot of these goofball decks. So I have Force and blue card to support my bird. I'm not quite infinite. Like, if I draw the land and jam food chain, Birds of Paradise, like, food chain only makes 1 color of mana at a time. Yikes. I actually can't win the game if that happens. Land. Blue, come on, land. Uh-oh. Now they know exactly what's going on, and this is Death and Taxes, so if they have, like, Wasteland Plow, GG. Right, Mystic, probably get Jitte here. Or sort of Fire and Ice. I guess on 5, maybe they just have to try to get Batterskull and push over the finish line. Nah, alright. Land. Manipulate Fate. I guess that draws as many cards as Coatl does, so let's manipulate our fates here. And find a land, please. So, Griffin, Griffin, Squee. Land. Shit. Alright. Well, I'm not blocking, so let's get in there. We're so close to winning right now. Literally just a land wins the game. We have the full infinite. So they have to choose between trying to put Jitte into play, or I guess that's not true. They can port me, and then next turn cast Jitte and equip it. Okay, that's brutal. Shit. Yeah, alright. 1 lander punished. It's not too late, though. Okay. We're in business. The Rishadan port is a problem, but if they... I could find Lightning, or I guess I could find Birds of Paradise, but Birds of Paradise gets eaten. I could find Ponder, yeah, so I think brainstorming now is better than not doing that. So, put back Coatl and Vista. So now I just have to get ahead of this Umezawa's Jitte. If they connect with Jitte, I get to stick Food Chain. And then I can win on the following turn. Yeah, so committing here. Alright, I mean, the Jitte is just going to eat this. It doesn't really matter. So, yeah, that's gone. I stick Food Chain. Pray to whatever god you believe in that it works. Or that it stays in play. Like, if I untap with Food Chain, I actually could just win this game. They have 2 cards left in hand over there. So Skyclave Apparition or Phyrexian Revoker both wreck me. Anything else is fine, I think. Like Thalia doesn't matter, Plow doesn't matter, Jitte doesn't matter. Rishadan Port doesn't matter. Like, no matter what they port, like, even if they have Wasteland plus Port, I can still cast this Coatl, which gets the Squee and gets the chain going. Right, so do they have a Revoker in the deck?
Or is this getting... They do. Ah! They had it. Had it all. Alright, time to draw Lightning Bolt, I guess. Yeah, so drawing Lightning Bolt still wins the game. Fucking Death and Taxes. It's always this close. Alright, Lightning Bolt. Manipulate. So... Recruiter. I don't believe there's... I could recruit for Ballista and just... But then I don't have the win in the deck anymore. But if I recruit for Ballista, I can kill Revoker, but they could remove Jete, move Jete over. Also, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm just dead. So that's also a problem. If I recruit, they can go -1, kill Recruiter, and then, yeah, and I'm not gonna get the, I'm not gonna sneak in the 1. Yeah, I don't think there's a way out of this. Damn. That was frustrating. Just missing that land drop for 3 turns, that's what happened in this game. Like, obviously we win if we just, like, hit the land drops correctly. Alright. Okay. We should be able to easily beat this deck, though, because, it's not a great deck in general, and, it's really bad against combo decks. The fact that they have Phyrexian Revoker in the list, which is not even a given anymore. Like most of the a lot of Death and Taxes players have just moved off that card entirely. Okay, what is less important? Uro is not super important to this matchup. I probably like having 1. Do I even need the 1, actually? Maybe not. I mean, jumping ahead on mana is nice. I do want my forces because, like we saw last game, it usually comes down to like 1 spell to win or lose. Rexage, Toski. How fair do I want to get here? I don't think I want to be a fair deck against them. I want to just murder them. I think I can shave a Griffin. I still have the Manipulates, and then I just have 3 cards that are good against Death and Taxes. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. And now that I know what I'm up against, I'll know better than to keep the 1-lander. The 1-lander was actually fine. The problem was missing on the second land for 2 draw steps and 2 cantrips. This hand doesn't go anywhere particularly quickly. The Force of Will has no pairing. Lightning Bolt and Ballista are both insane against Death and Taxes, but winning the game is more important. Alright, this is a hand that can win the game. We're cooking with gas here. If they have the plow, I don't have to force it this game. I don't have the force, so obviously. But it's not that bad. Like, they have to plow or waste. They can't do both because I'm on the play. I could sneak this food chain into play, like, basically whenever. Oh my god. I am actually just going to pass the turn right now. Like, I could flash in Coatl if they don't do anything. If they just play, like, Thalia, it's fucking dead. Oh yeah, you're out of here. Baseball umpire, you are out of here. I'm just gonna lean into fetching non-basics because I'm already exposed to Wasteland, so might as well get my colors under me. Staticaster. That's messed up. So, do I actually want any of this? Do I want all of this? I don't actually want any of this. That's exactly what I wanted.
Alright, so blue, green. Still haven't hit my land drop, so I'm going to cantrip now to try to find it. Alright, Force of Will back up. So I can make infinite mana next turn, but I don't have a payoff for it yet. Sanctum Prelate. That's going to name 3. Let's just disallow that. Another food chain. So attack with Coatl. So I can Recruiter right now, or I can just sit on this. I don't really care about a... What am I getting if I Recruiter right now? Like, I could recruit for Mist Hologriffin and have infinite mana and just, like, pass with infinite mana available. That... Oh, no, you can't. I can't recruit. I could recruit Squee, not Griffin. I think I'm actually just going to pass, give myself another draw step to find the other half of the combo. Recruiter or Revoker probably, and just hope that they're not dead. Right, Apparition makes some sense. I have the backup food chain, I'm not worried about Apparition. So let's find a payoff. Alright, got there. Get rid of these 2. I won't need them. And then blue, blue, blue. There's no reason to attack. I either win or I don't here. There's nothing in between. And just clickety-clickety. I don't believe there's a card that Death and Taxes plays for 1 white mana that can stop me here. Okay, I recruited for Ballista. They see the path, and their time is worth more than making me click through everything, so got there. I don't think my sideboard plan changes at all here. Just straight back in. This stand's pretty solid. I'm going to keep it. It doesn't have removal, but it is pretty good on the combo front. All right, yeah, finding something to do with a basic island was a great find there. Lightning Bolt, hell yeah. Bolt will be good eventually. Hitting land drops is good. Being able to manipulate fate's going to be pretty exciting. I'm pretty well set up to just play a fair game here. Okay, so I'm not gonna go after the sword yet, or after the creature yet. I'll wait for them to commit to it. I want to get my draw 4 off while the getting's good. A Force of Will to back up here. The way we lose this game is mana disruption. Like, I have the 1 basic, no bird, and 2 non-basics. Like, if they just string together some wastelands and ports, it can fall apart on me. Alright, I can bolt that. If they name 3, yeah, so yeah, just easy lightning bolt on that one. I do need to get the red land into play because I do plan to bolt Sanctum Prelate. So I'm just going to pass here. My plan is they put in Sword of Fire and Ice, try to equip it, I bolt in response, and then I play Coatl. Let's see if they play into my narrative there, or if I have to work a little harder. I can take 2. Yeah, so it looks like they're making me put in a little bit of extra work. So they can port me and put in Sword and then start connecting with Sword next turn. So hopefully I just find the food chain and win the game right now. Alright, let's hope they're scared. I'm certainly representing GG. And if they port either of my blue lands, I can brainstorm with that land. Alright, smart. They went for the one that's different. Good call. Food chain? Alright, not food chain. Brainstorm's still a good card, though. Right, bird can block a Sword of Fire and Ice creature, so that's actually insane. I don't want 2 forces, and I don't think Scavenging Ooze is what this game is going to be about. Squee and Miss Hologriffin, all unfortunately not good at blocking Sword of Fire and Ice. Birds of Paradise. I guess Scavenging Ooze would have been pretty good at that, so maybe I wanted that. I can recruit for Rexage or Collector Oof. Okay, so is this something I want to fight over?
I could pitch the Manipulate Fate, try to brainstorm my way. I actually think I want to do that. Like, brainstorm into Food Chain, wins the game next turn. Okay. Alright, the game's going to be a little harder to win next turn now. Alright, so Sword of Fire and Ice picks off Coatl, gets a redraw. Searching for Oof at this point doesn't even matter because the sword's already equipped. So I don't want the cards on top of my deck. I'm already super exposed to Wasteland, so just lean in. We have a 2-turn plan here. So Brainstorm. Alright. I think I just want to play a Griffin right now. He's in play. It can't block, but it doesn't get zapped by Sword of Fire and Ice. It's a 3/3. So they're going to hit me for 5, and I guess I just have to hope that this is good enough. If they have Swords to Plowshares, I guess I stay at 3 life. So that's fine. They have 4 cards in their hand. If they have Prelate or Revoker, that's brutal. Scary stuff. This is a very close game. What they do right now is going to determine this whole game. So I always have Lightning Bolt I can draw. Thalia doesn't matter. Thalia matters if they have a follow-up, but not if they don't. Please port me, please port me, please port me. If they port me, they lose, because then they can't cast Swords to Plowshares. Alright, cool. Got there. Boop, 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 bop. I think that should do it. I don't think there's a card they could have. Okay, and they packed it up. It's not going to take me 13 minutes to click through that. We won every game where we hit our land drops. We lost the game where I missed my land drop for several turns and still almost won that game. So this matchup seems pretty good. On to the final round. So I'm on the draw with this like Pokepile hand. I'm going to keep it. In Bolt, Bird, Uro. Oh, great. Playing against Reanimator again. How is it that I always run into these goofball strats in all my leagues? Oh. They went first, revealed Chancellor, did nothing. Are they on the discard hand? Or like the discard a card plan after a mulligan? That's rough if true. I'll probably just fire off Lightning Bolt to break the Chancellor bubble this turn. Okay, so they changed their mind. They're not on that plan. Maybe they just clicked through their turn by accident. Alright, yeah, this hand I kept is pretty exciting against anything that gives you more than 2 turns, but it's really bad against Reanimator. Okay, looks like they just got me. Yeah, I mean, can't beat this. Not with this hand. I'm gonna check my draw step, see if it's anything that could help. No, turn too late on that one. All right, yeah, I'm not gonna show them any more information. Like, they see Taiga and a concession, like maybe they think I'm lands or something. Okay. Bear Macabre, Force of Negation. Relic of Progenitus. We've seen this a couple times before. This is the 3rd Degenerate Graveyard deck in the same league. And 1 Griffin. I think this is what I've been doing. And it still looks good to me. I'm on the play. Do I want Veil of Summer? Uro is not great here. Oh, right. I think I've been cutting Uro, not Griffin, but I think cutting Griffin is fine. I think maybe on the play, the Veils are better than the Uros. And I'll probably adjust that on the draw, but their discard spells are important. Two Brainstorms, no hate, no force. I think I can do better on the play. There we go. Keep and send the bird, I think. Alright, no Chancellors. Ponder for these land drops. Just 2 lands off this Ponder would be great. Ooh, Fairy Macabre's good too. So keeping this Ponder locks me into some bad turns.
Like, there's going to be a turn where I miss my land drop and don't play a card, but finding the second point of free interaction against this one-dimensional deck, I think is worth a lot. I think that's worth taking one turn off on turn 3. I don't know. It's close, but I feel like this is an acceptable thing to do. Unmask, who are they targeting? They are targeting me. I don't want them to know about Macabre. That's just like such a specific card. There's no way they name it off of Cabal Therapy. They can't interact with it meaningfully. They pitched Dark Ritual to do that. Shit, we're dead. Alright, that was a lot of disruption out of this deck. Where was my Veil of Summers? Alright, now I feel pretty bad knowing that I'm gonna draw a blank this turn. That was the ultimate, like, patient control hand of this deck. Yeah, this league might be over quickly. This is where I'm drawing the dead card. The risk I took of accepting a dead card, they didn't discard a monster there, so that's good for me. So if they don't, alright, another looting is pretty good. Still no monster. Alright, their last 2 cards would have to be Entomb, Reanimate, and they would not be waiting. Alright, green source. Nice. I got there on that. I'm gonna... Oh, I should Coatl now, actually, in case I find, like, Relic. Force of Will, not quite what I was looking for, but if they just like flashback looting this turn, that's pretty good for me. Yeah, it sucks that the Macabre's already gone because that would be a nice recruit target. Uh-oh, there's a Grizzlebrand. Alright, let's draw a blue card, please. Alright, not a blue card. What can I recruit for here? I can recruit for... It's not good. I could recruit for a blue card, basically. So, if I do that, what does this game look like? I recruit for a blue card, and then Food Chain is in my hand. What blue card do I recruit for? Oh, obviously... Oh, I can't get Mist Hologriffin. Damn it. So close. Being a 3/3. Giveth and taketh away. Alright. If I Food Chain, what happens? I can make 1, 2, 3, 7 mana, 8, 9. I could Hydroid Krasis for 3, draw 3 cards and have a big creature. Maybe hit a blue card. Or maybe hit away to keep going. Is that better? Alright, I'm just gonna attack. So the Grizzlebrand's in the graveyard. Should pretty safely assume that it's... Oh wait, my math was wrong. I was doing the math as if Food Chain's already in play, but I have to pay 3 for it. Then I have to sack this to cast this. So I have 4, 5, 6 mana for my Krasis, not as much as I wanted. Okay. I'm gonna recruit for a blue card. And then hope my top deck is strong, I guess. I think Coatl is the best one. Because it's the one I care the least about if I do have to pitch it. And it's a cantrip if I get to keep it. Exhume, huh? Exhuming Macabre into play is pretty funny. Like, that does ramp my food chain at least. Ugh. Alright, so there's Grizzlebrand. If they can make me discard, I'm... Oh, wow. Oh, I guess they would go to 1. Probably doesn't matter, though. Though... Food chain means that... Yeah, if they had drawn with Grizzlebrand and went to 1, they would have lost the game here. But... So they can attack with Grizzlebrand. I block with Coatl, eat it before damage. Or do I let them just have it? Maybe I just let them have it. Because Infinite Life... I guess if they find, like, Iona, make a second monster, I'm in trouble. As the equation here is... So the equation here is having 3 extra mana for food chain versus them having 7 extra life and 7 cards in hand. But I'm going to do this. Alright, so can't draw a card with that mana because it's creature mana only. Alright, deck, help me out. That's not it. Alright, let's get our beatdowns in. Alright, extremely interested in finding Mist Hologryphon here. Shit. Alright, yeah, we're probably dead. So close. Reverent Silence. Destroy all enchantments. Yeah, that's fine. I got more of that. So let's see if they want to pay 7. They've been kind of conservative with Grizzlebrand so far, but they don't really need to be here. I think it would be crazy not to pay 7. Weird. I definitely would not Faithless Looting if I have the ability to Grizzlebrand first. And Miss Hollow Griffin is just a great draw. So the reason Griffin is a great draw is that I can block Grizzlebrand, exile, and then just replay it every turn and block an exile, and then I have infinite life in the meantime. So I think this card is actually really good. Even though we're kind of behind the line here with Grizzlebrand. Like, this gets me the redraw. It makes sure nothing super awful happens to me this turn. Might even find a blue card for Force if I need it off the cantrip. Gotcha. If they dredge shenanigans, I just, like, don't even care, because I'll just pop it. Alright, they did, in fact, dredge shenanigans. Graveyards are gone. A Veil of Summer. I chose poorly. Thought that leaving up blue over green made more sense, but obviously punished. But they gotta pay 7 here. It would make no sense not to. And now I'm worried. If I had up the green, if I could get a Veil of Summer blowout here, that would be great, but I'm probably just going to lose both my food chains right now. Okay. Alright, second Grizzlebrand. Chancellor is a huge beating because that counteracts the food chain. Like, the creature gets countered if I don't pay the 1. Yeah, I'm actually just dead. Chancellor is a beating. And dead on board. Okay. GG's. Close. That was closer than I thought it was going to be, but yeah, that was a strong dumpster. I kept that weird ponder based on hoping they were just going to go for it right into my 2 levels of hate, but they had 2 discard spells instead, and then I just was stuck in an awkward situation. So that game turned out better than I thought it would, but still lost it. This deck was a lot of fun, always is. I love Food Chain. We could see how compact that package is and how reasonable the cards are when you're not comboing too. Like just playing this Ice Vein Coatl recruit for value sort of game. Pitching Miss Hologriffin to Force Will, we got to do that. That was just chef's kiss. So this deck was a lot of fun. It's obviously bad against like faster combo decks, more degenerate combo decks. That's usually going to be the case with a deck like this. You do have Force Will, you do have some sideboard options and some tutoring, so the floor is pretty high, I guess. Like, but still, just if your metagame is full of Oops All Spells and Black Red Reanimator and Hogak, tune your sideboard accordingly. But I do like the main deck. We saw it just ate up the fair decks we played against, and the combo is really clean. Uro is a fun addition to this deck. It didn't come up this league, but you can cast Uro, get the trigger, then eat Uro for 4 mana. So you can like Dark Ritual cantrip with Uro. The legacy deck the Food Chain deck that I moneyed GP Providence with had Mauldrifter and Aether Snipe in it for that reason. Like you evoke Mauldrifter, draw 2 cards, get 6 mana. Powerful stuff. But the lists have moved on from that. Like Squee and Miss Hologriffin both didn't exist at the time, so much tighter package on this. But Uro does kind of a similar thing. But I like this. This was fun. Even the games we lost, we saw the path where we could win. Like a lot of times it came down to like, gotta find the food chain, gotta find the creature to eat. Like it's so close. So no complete stompings this game or this league. We were competitive in all the games. We had options in all the games. So this is the type of deck that I would like to play. I don't know if I would take this to a Grand Prix, but I would happily play it at an FNM or something low stakes. So thanks for watching. Vinny, thanks for the list. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.